Yo, what up, YouTube? I am going to do an overview today on Where Winds Meet, specifically because I am going to be doing a playthrough in the future. Actually, on the videos after this, just my journey from start to finish. I am not done with the game yet. I am level 40, pushing 50, but I just wanted to give my initial impression of the game since I have 30 to 50 hours somewhere in there now logged on it. And I'm interested to see where this game goes. But I've played MMOs since classic WoW. I've been playing them for 20 years. Played them pretty hardcore too. Did almost all the WoW raiding. I have raided Ultimates in Final Fantasy. I still do Savage when I'm bored sometimes. I've played high-end PvP and BDO, Blade Soul, Throne, Terra, any MMO that you can think of. I've touched PvP and very high-end PvE content. I'm definitely not the best, but I do play at a higher level than most normal people because I get very into MMOs and the in-game content of them. So just wanted to give my opinion on this. I'm going to start with gameplay. I'm giving gameplay a 10. It is very smooth. It's very fun to play. The gameplay itself, it's just fun to run around the world. It's fun to kill things. It's fun just exploring. It is overall very freaking solid. I think that's what I'm gauging the 10 by more than anything, is there's other parts of this game that are not perfect at all, but the actual gameplay, running around, killing stuff, being able to jump in the air, it just feels good. It also looks good. So the other part that ties into this is graphics. Giving graphics a 9. My metric for graphics a lot of the time is BDO in an MMO. It's one of the best looking and has one of the best character creators that I've ever seen. This game does a really damn good job with the character creator. It's extremely customizable. It looks really good. You can upload your face to AI, I believe, and it makes a character. I believe you can even do it with TikTok dances from what I've seen. The world looks great. Walking around, it's just really immersive. It feels alive. Tying back into gameplay. You can even talk to NPCs, and they seem to be utilizing AI with that as well, because I've asked the NPCs some pretty unhinged shit before, and they respond to a lot of stuff, and they respond to whatever you're typing. So the only way I can think they do that is AI. Again, this is first impressions. This is not confirmable. This is just what I've noticed with this game playing blind, because I really wanted to play blind this time. But gameplay and graphics kind of tie in together quite a bit. So I have enjoyed that entire aspect of this game. The gameplay just feels amazing. It's really fun. Blocking, parrying, you can put on assist deflect and different things. It's really, really enjoyable just slashing things down. It's really, really enjoyable, like exploring the world. It's really, really enjoyable looking at the world. So those two things, I believe, gameplay and graphics. Gameplay just for, again, just the basic movement, how fluid it feels. It doesn't feel buggy like other launches have with MMOs. It feels great. Those two are probably the game's strongest points. The next thing I want to touch on is progression. I'm giving that an 8. Progression is very simple. I kind of want to give this a 1 in some ways, just because the worst part of progression to me is the freaking breakthroughs and the level locks. So like every 10 levels or so, you get literally gated by real life time, where you have to either have logged in or have your account active for X amount of days before you can break through whatever level you're stuck at. For example, like if you're level 30, I think it's like 2 or 3 days or something to be able to break through to 40, and you have to wait that real life time, and it gates you from hitting those levels. I don't know why the fuck they did that. It's an awful idea, and it's probably the worst feature in this game by like a mile. It's infuriating, and the only way I think they did that, or the only reason I can think of, is just to not have people get too far ahead off the rip, the tryhards. But it's fucking disgusting and very annoying. The other parts of progression, though, are why I'm giving it an 8. It's very fun and very simple, like leveling up the gear, leveling up skills. There are parts you can't miss, like one of your affinity things where you have to go around and collect certain items across the map to get stats from an NPC that you find in the beginning area that's stuck in a rock. You can overlook that and you can miss key portions to it. That's bad, but it is, once you get everything unlocked, it does feel very simple. It's very easy to find the materials that you need so far. I don't know how this looks at in-game yet, but up to like level mid 40s, almost 50, it's been very, very easy to find what I need, level stuff up, and keep the upgrades going. Being able to combine set status effects and like certain stats give you certain bonuses. It's really fun to build the builds that way and just see what works. You get PvP specific stats, you get PvE specific stats, and you can customize weapons. One of the things in progression in this game is there's not classes. Weapons determine weapons are essentially your classes, so depending on what weapon you want mastery of, that kind of highlights what you're going to do. And again, it's just very simple to understand and very easy. Reminds me somewhat of New World with that. The game is reaching, and they definitely are trying to combine a whole bunch of stuff. But progression, the reason I'm mainly giving it an 8 is just because it's been very easy to understand, very simple to do, and feels somewhat rewarding, other than the fucking time gate, which is just atrocious. The other thing that I want to look at is the story. My metric for a story for any new game this year is Clair Obscure or Expedition 33. I can't logically compare that because this is an MMO and there's trade outs. So what I do compare a lot of MMOs to is 14, specifically Shadowbringers, which was peak. Just one of the best expansions ever written. Dawn Trail, God bless, it's fucking atrocious. So 14 hasn't been perfect either. This is definitely not Shadowbringers, but it's better than Dawn Trail. I believe it's Dawn Trail. Yeah, because in Walker or whatever was decent. Dawn Trail's the one that I still don't know what the fuck's going on with that story in 14. It's not as bad as that, but it's not amazing. It's not bad. I'm giving the story just a 7 because it's enough to keep me interested. You're essentially, I still don't know who my character is because I'm about halfway through it, so this could drastically change when I get to the end of the game. But you're essentially exploring your family's legacy to being heroes, like in the Jung Hao or whatever it's called. Your aunt and uncle are apparently some part of it, and you're trying to understand what their lineage is, where they came from, why they don't want you to participate in it. And it's exploring that entire aspect. And it's been interesting enough to keep my attention, but not good enough that I would ever compare it to something like Shadowbringers. But it's decent. It's better than a lot of MMOs. Like BDO, I still couldn't tell you what the fuck that story is either. I've played that game for 10 years and do not know anything other than there is a fucking creepy black little ball that follows you around that you enhance shit with. The PvP, one of my favorite parts of a game. I'm giving this a 6. It feels clunky. It is very fun to do. I enjoyed the Battle Royale. I've enjoyed the 1v1s, but I mean, that you get stun locked into fucking oblivion. There is a lot of combos you can do just to chain CC people. The deflects don't seem perfect. I mean, again, I am not by no means a pro at this yet, so it's hard to say for sure if I'm missing things or not understanding the full concepts of it. Again, just first impressions. It feels fun to play. The biting and skills and everything, all that feels great. But when you get somebody that just fucking stun locks you into the fucking, like, it just literally, you don't fucking move and you just sit there and drool. It's pretty fucking, it's infuriating at some points when that happens. The other thing that I've seen is videos of GVGs where it just looks like spam healing and a bunch of people smacking each other with their dicks. It doesn't look engaging or near strategic as other MMOs. Again, can't speak to it because I haven't did it, but I know that's one of the major complaints I've heard from a lot of people and from videos that I have seen. That's probably one of the only things I have not went in blind about, is just to see some of the in-game PvP because I thirst for it. And it looks like fucking trash. So I think they're at least the large scale. So I think the PvP is one of the main areas they need to improve on. My other complaint is I'm like, again, just have not looked or read into it, but I'm pretty sure Arena is not equalized, I have went in and I've decimated people, and I've went in and I've got like 5 or 6 shot. So I'm pretty sure that portion of arena is not equalized. That's another frustrating part. One of the other things this game has going for it is the PvE content. I'm giving the PvE content an 8. It feels really fun. The bosses are engaging, at least from what I did. I have not did them all, but I've did 3 of them. Again, PvE is one of the things I look for in a game, just because I came from 14. I love Savage. I love Ultimates. I love Mythic and WoW. PvE is always a really enjoyable part of the game for me, along with the PvP. And from what I've seen with this game, they do have kill shot mechanics. I've kind of blown through most of them, but I have got one shot by a boss one time and don't really know why. So I think this, I'm giving it how I've enjoyed it, which has been, it's just been really fun to dodge mechanics. It's been fun to use the iframes. The real time movement makes the PvE very engaging and enjoyable. I'm also giving it an 8 because of what they can do with that. High-end, very hard raids are going to be extremely fun if they take advantage of what they have, so I expect a lot from that. So going over all this again, gameplay, I'm giving this a 10. PvP, I'm giving it a 6. Story, I'm giving it a 7. Progression, I'm giving it an 8. Graphics, I'm giving it an 8. And PvE content, I'm giving it an 8. Overall, I am giving this an 8. It's been better than most launches that I've seen. I don't see bugs, crashes, lag, anything like that. It's been very enjoyable. Most of the game, the PvE, the gameplay, the graphics, it all feels good, at least where I'm at currently, at like mid-40s. In the first 30 to 50 hours, I've had a blast with it. Even the little times that I've did PvP, most of it has been fun, other than just when I've got like a fucking dick shoved down my throat from being CC'd into oblivion. But I have had a fun time with it. Overall, I think the game has been a pretty solid launch, and has did pretty well. It kind of came out of nowhere, and it's a lot better than what I expected from this game when I initially went into it. I am doing a series of, again, like I mentioned at the start, just from my journey from start to end. I am not done yet, but I do have a few episodes saved already. Keep an eye out for that, and I am excited to see what this game has to offer at endgame as we go. But initial impressions are pretty fucking good. I can say that I have reasonably enjoyed it. It is not the best launch that I've ever played, but it is definitely not the worst. I would say it's in the top portions of launches that I've played, and it's been really enjoyable from what I've did so far. So yeah, guys, as always, like, subscribe, comment, and thank you for tuning in. The series is to follow.